The farmers of Bayana were in awe. The first chance was for him, when a white man was standing in front and bidding for Neil.
And in whose competition did she speak? Harkha Bai's. His messenger who came from Bai's place was also worried as to which specimen has come to India. The amount that was sent to the messenger, he told about it to the farmers.
The white man charged a little more than that, and thus all the indigo became his. William Finch did business in London and deals are finalized there. The heavier the pocket, the more control over his goods. Finch was drawn to India by the glamour of indigo cultivation and the huge profits that came from the beautiful clothes made from it. And Finch was buoyed by the success of his very first deal across the 7 seas. He felt that now the company's work is done and his too. That day he must have had dreams of returning to England in boats loaded with wealth. But Finch didn't know who he had messed with. In pursuit of his dream, he had put the dreams of the King of England in jeopardy. In December 1610, when he was trying to show the power of his wealth in earnest. At the same time his compatriot William Hawking in the Mughal court was engaged in cheruri of Emperor Jahangir. Hawkins was sent from England to India with Finch so that he could get permission to trade from the Mughals. The extent to which the wealth and status of the Portuguese had increased after trading with India had troubled the British. They came from the East India Company and brought the message of the King of England. Both of them had the responsibility of removing this problem. Hawkins remained at court hoping to somehow earn some respect in the eyes of Jahangir's courtiers and flout some royal orders. While Finch went to Rajasthan to see the farms he had only heard about so far. About 4 years were to pass, and Hawkins would probably have been successful. But Bayana's machinations reached the court before any decree in his favor could be sealed. All the courtiers are stunned. Competing with Harkha Bai, a white man had the audacity to stand in front of the one whose words even Jahangir's father Akbar did not avoid. Tell that then wherever the British were in terms of technology or strength, but the people of India did not make them sit near them. In his eyes, they were all heretics, untouchables. So, Hawking's 4 years of hard work turned to dust. So, Hawking's 4 years of hard work turned to dust. Somewhere, in order to please Jahangir, he had even married the girl told by him and where he had to pack his sack and bed and slip away from India. Harkha Bai, who wreaked havoc on the British, has many identities. By the way, Akbar gave her the name Mariam Uz Zamani. His most important and only queen, who even when she entered the royal harem, was a Hindu. Akbar's favorite Sheikh-i Jahangir's mother. She is called Jodha Bai in many places, with whom Akbar's love stories became so famous. It is said that this was the most successful marriage done for political purpose at that time. The Princess of Amur very soon left the harem and established her status in the court. Akbar was convinced of her beauty. Her intelligence was also amazing. There is no incident before this, when a queen has given advice to the Mughals in Rajkaj. Harkha Bai changed not only Akbar, but the whole tradition. She herself started doing business. The Mughals had never thought of the sea before them. Why did they need it? His forefathers had come from Central Asia and with the help of the sword. He established such a huge kingdom. There was no talk of increasing the power in the sea anywhere. But, for the first time, Mughal Persian descended into water through Harkha Bai. He built the largest ship of his time, Rahimi. This is how trade between Mecca and India would have happened. Harkha Bai knew the value of indigo to the rest of the world. He specially started its cultivation in Bayana. From here indigo, spices and other things would go to the holy city of Mecca by sea, and from there gold and silver and other essential goods would come. At that time, Rahimi had also become the ride of Hajj pilgrims. Harkha Bai's trade was done from the coast of Surat. She herself could not do business directly, so she had many agents, middlemen and financial advisors. These people looked after all the work related to the business and kept an eye on their work like a CEO, in a way. He had the finance ministry of the Mughal Empire. He had increased the royal treasury a lot with his wisdom and understanding. It is said that she was one of the richest women of her time. And this status of his continued even after the death of Akbar in the reign of his son Jahangir. With the departure of Hawkins, it became clear once again that if you want to do business in India, you have to follow Harkha Bai. Even the Mughal emperor would not be able to forgive the disrespect done to him. In this way, the British lost their first chance to set foot in India by a small mistake. The Portuguese became stronger, but, again a mistake happened on the part of the Portuguese. The Portuguese captured Rahimi in 1613 after stopping Rahimi to warn the Mughal emperor not to do business with any Englishmen again. The ship was gone. The people on board were also taken hostage and brought to Goa. By the way, behind this act, there was also jealousy stemming from Rahimi and the pride of our navy. Even before this there had been minor mistakes from the Portuguese. But Jahangir did not pay much attention to them. This time it was about Harkha Bai. People returning from Hajj from above were attacked by the Portuguese. The matter came down to both Arn and Dharma. Jahangir hastily stopped all trade from Surat and thus snatched away the beauty of this city. The Portuguese priests living in India used to get allowance from the court. It was stopped. A church was built in Agra during the time of Akbar, but it was locked. At the same time, the Portuguese city of Daman was besieged by the Mughal army. So many retaliatory actions shook the foundation of the Portuguese, and the British, who became spectators in search of opportunity, took great advantage of it. Harkha Bai's Iqbal became more elevated by this incident. She lived for 10 more years. When she died in 1623, she left behind a strong mercantile legacy.